Exponential function is an important concept of mathematics. It is a fascinating function that talks about how everything grows. You can see it here, 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 and here. For this week, we will be discovering what lies beyond the exponential concept. But before that, take a look on our objectives for this week and the content of this video. So, umpisahan natin yan sa pagdi-discuss ng definition of exponential function. An exponential is defined as a growth by multiple. Yung growth na yan na dinidescribe is growing faster unlike linear growth. Exponential function has a form of f of x is equal to a b raised to x minus c plus d, wherein a, b, and c and d are real numbers. Here's the side-to-side comparison of linear and exponential growth. Take a look. Makikita nyo rito na despite of their same inputs, yung exponential growth ay nag-o-offer ng mas mataas na output. Kung papansinin nyo nga, from both input of 4, there is already a differential of 10 units. Yung 4 ng exponential, 16 na yung output, samantalang yung linear, yung 4 niya, yung output niya is 6. Here's another side-to-side comparison ng linear and exponential growth. Also, the graph of each growth clearly states that the linear growth is constant. This means that the growth in it doesn't change whatever input has been used. Samantalang sa exponential growth, nagbo-boost siya upward suddenly. Ibig sabihin, mabilis yung bulusok niya pataas. That is why exponential functions has a graph of a curve. Ito ay isang example ng isang exponential function. F of x is equal to 6 times 2 raised to x minus 2 plus 5. Dito, yung ating 6 ang siyang magiging letter A, and yung 2 na base ang siyang magiging letter B, samantala yung negative 2 sa taas ang siyang magiging letter C. Ngayon, yung C lang ang magpapalit ng sign. Sa lahat ng numbers na yan, palaging C ang magpapalit ng sign. So, dahil negative 2 yung ating C dyan, so magiging positive 2 na siya kapag ka in-identify mo. Yung huli is letter D, which is 5. So, yung 4 numbers na yan ay napaka-importante, specifically kapag ka nag-graph ka na ng exponential functions. Graphing exponential function. Yung graph ng isang exponential function ay ganito ang itsura. Yung function na to ay merong form ng f of x is equal to a b raised to x. So, lahat ng mga functions na ganyan yung form, pare-pareha sila ng graph. Ibig sabihin, basta nagpo-follow siya sa a, b raised to x, lahat ng graph na yon ay ganito ang itsura. The only difference is that yung a tsaka b dyan, nag-i-indicate siya ng closeness to the y-axis. And lahat ng graph na yan ay nagpa-pass through sa point na 0, 1. Yung x-axis dito sa ating graph ang nagsiserve as asymptote. Kung babalikan natin yung graph, makikita ninyo na hindi siya lumalampas doon sa x-axis kasi nga meron siya diyang asymptote. So, whenever you will graph an exponential function with the form of f of x is equal to a b raised to x or the basic form, ang gagawin mo lang is you will just draw a graph like what was shown a while ago. Let's take these graphs for your reference. So, we have here two graphs. We have the graph on the left, which is f of x is equal to 3 raised to x, while on the right, we have f of x is equal to 5 raised to x. Mapapansin ninyo, they have the same curve. They have asymptotes on the x-axis. They also passes through the point 0, 1, which is this. And if you look closely, yung kanilang mga curve ay magkaiba ng distance from the y-axis. Kung papansin niyo sa 3 raised to x, medyo malayo siya kumpara sa 5 raised to x na halos malapit na. Ang ibig sabihin yan, kapag malayo kasi yung function sa y-axis, ibig sabihin yung base niya ay mas mataas. Meaning, if you have lower base, therefore the distance of the curve from the y-axis is larger. That's why, pagdating mo sa 5 raised to x, umiksi na yung distance nilang dalawa. But of course, we have to graph exponential function in proper way, so we should have to use the table of values. When doing table of values, kailangan gumamit ka ng at least 5 inputs. Ito ay para i-ensure yung accuracy ng graph kung gaano katama yung iyong curve na gagawin. Let's say we will graph the function f of x is equal to 2 raised to x. So you will start by constructing your table of values like this. So we have columns for x and columns for y. Sometimes pwede mo nang lagyan ng column for point. It's up to you, pero mas maigi siguro kung xy na lang muna. Then you will use 5 numbers for this table. That's why meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 na rows dyan. Also, make sure that the middle number is always 0. Hindi mo pa pwedeng palampasin to. Yung middle number mo is always 0 like this. And then, you will choose numbers from either sides of 0. Ibig sabihin, positive and negative numbers. So, doon tayo sa negative numbers, pwedeng negative 1 and negative 2. Sa positive side naman, we have 1, we have also 2. So, pwede ba yan, sir, ng negative 3, negative 4? Yes po, as long as we have negative numbers on one side and positive numbers on other side of 0. Then, you will substitute each chosen numbers to the function to obtain our y. So, from our function, which is f of x is equal to 2 raised to x, we will use first negative 2. We will substitute it to the x. So, pag sinubstitute mo yan, magiging ganito. F of x is equal to 2 raised to negative 2. Pagkatapos, isi-simplify mo na yan. So, gagamit tayo ng negative exponent rule. Kasi nga, negative yung exponent natin dyan. That will become 1 over 2 squared. And then, simplify. So, we will have 1/4. Yung 1/4 na to, siyang ilalagay mo doon sa ating y. Katapat syempre nung negative 2. Uulitin mo yung step, pero gamit naman yung negative 1, substitute, and simplify. We also have negative exponent dito. So, get the reciprocal, magiging positive na exponent, and then simplify. The answer is 1/2. Ang ilalagay naman doon sa ating y katapat nung negative 1. So, you will continue the steps just like this. So, dito, baka nagtaka kayo bakit naging 1 siya kasi any number raised to 0 is always 1. Kahit gaano kalaki yung base niyan, kahit 99999 pa yan, 1 ang magiging sagot as long as the base is raised to an exponent of 0. So, again, continue the process. So, dahil nakompleto na yung ating table, i-combine mo na yung mga corresponding x and y to obtain our points. Pag sinabing corresponding, yung magkakatapat. So, we will start on negative 2 and 1/4. Ko-combine mo lang sila. Lalagay mo lang sila sa parentheses like this. And then, negative 1 and 1/2. Next, 0, 1. 1, 2, 2, 4. So, yung mga points na yan, ang gagamitin natin mamaya sa graph. You can now graph the function into a Cartesian plane. So, start ka mag-drawing ng Cartesian plane mo kagaya nito. Hindi mo na kailangan i-drawing yung buong Cartesian plane. Pwede mong putulin niya kagaya nito. As long as i-make sure mo na yung mga numbers and spaces kaya niyang i-cover lahat ng points na gagamitin mo for the graph. So, hindi naman masyadong mahalaga yung negative side. So, hindi na natin siya lalagyan. Draw the asymptote. Again, the asymptote is always the x-axis. Ito siya. Next, plot mo yung each point. So, yung mga point natin, ito yung una. That is negative 2 and 1/4. You can check back our table para makita nyo kung tama yung nilalagay ko. And then, this will be negative 1 and 1/2. This will be 0, 1. Next point, we have 1, 2. Next point is 2, 4. After mo ma-graph lahat ng points, kailangan mo na siyang i-connect using a curve. Ang curve natin is drawn like this. Ulitin ko, like this. Kailangan i-cover niya lahat ng ating points and make sure na hindi siya lalampas sa ating asymptote. And this will be the graph of our function f of x is equal to 2 raised to x. So, medyo madali pag ginraph mo yung basic form. What if the form becomes a complex one? So, meron tayong tinatawag ngayon na translation of the graph of exponential function. Pag sinabing translation, that is a movement. Kasi ang graph ng isang exponential function is the same. Kahit ano pang given yan, kahit gaano pa kalaki yung given numbers dyan, gaano kalaki yung exponents dyan, the graph of exponential function is the same. So, gagamit na lang tayo ng tinatawag na translation para igagalaw natin yung basic form. Halimbawa, Since yung graph ng exponential function of the form a b raised to x has same graphs, sabi ko nga kanina pare-parehas yan, we can easily graph a more complex exponential function using it. So this graph of the basic form of exponential function always curves around this point. Sinabi ko kanina, palagi silang nag-travel through the point 0, 1. This point is called the parent point. So, pwede natin siya tawagin parent point. Pero sa ibang libro, iba ata yung tawag nila. Pero on our subject, let's make an agreement that this will be called parent point. Thus, the function it belongs is called, syempre, parent function. The presence of the parent point and the parent function makes the graphing complex exponential functions easy. So, because of those two, parent point and parent function, yung pag-graph ng complex exponential functions becomes easy. It is because on this point depends the movement or translation of the graph of complex exponential function. A complex exponential function has a form like this. F of x is equal to a b raised to x minus c plus d. Ito yung una kong pinakita kanina. That is the general form, pero ayan yung complex na form kasi masyadong maraming numbers ang involved sa function na yan. Kung mapapansin ninyo, yung yellow part is the parent function. Kung saan, ayan yung ginraph natin kanina. Gumamit tayo ng table of values and it always passes through the point 0, 1. Huwag yung kakalimutan yan. Yung C dito nag-i-indicates ng horizontal translation or movement na left or right. Again, ang nagmo-move ay yung parent point. Kasi kapag may parent point ka na, pwede ka na makadrawing ng curve. And yung D naman, nag-i-indicate siya ng vertical translation or a movement upwards or downwards. Sabi rito, if f of x is equal to a b raised to x minus c, the movement is c units to the right. So kung ito naman ay naging plus c, ang movement is to the left. Tandaan ninyo itong mabuti. Pag minus c, to the right. Pag plus c, to the left. Kasi nga 'di ba yung c palaging baliktad, binabaliktad palagi yung sign niya. That's why kapag minus, to the right, kaya baliktad din. If the function naman is equal to ab raised to x plus d, yung movement niyan will be d units upward. Kapag ka naman minus d, ang movement naman yan ay d units downward. But what part of the graph is moving? Again, all of the parts are moving, pero kailangan lang natin siyang i-base doon sa parent point. Kasi nga kapag may parent point ka na, pwede ka nang makadraw ng graph mo along that point. Halimbawa, graph the function f of x is equal to 2x minus 2, ang kanyang exponent. This function has a horizontal translation because of this, negative 2. That is c. So, kapag c, horizontal. Ngayon, according to the rule, it will move 2 units to the right. Kasi nga baliktad pag negative ang c. Dahil negative, right. Pag positive, left. So, negative 2. So, we will move 2 units to the right. So, you will draw the asymptote first. Again, that is the x-axis. draw the parent point. Pag sinabing parent point, that is 0, 1. Since our function has translation of 2 units to the right, you will move the parent point 2 units to the right. Paano yan? From 1, move ka ng 1, 2. 2 units. And then draw your point doon sa last part. Then, you will draw your curve to the translated point o yung ating point na nagalaw. So, drawing mo lang yung curve mo doon like this. And this will be now the graph of our function. Another one, graph the function 2 raised to x plus 2. Ito naman ay merong vertical translation because of the number d. And according to the rule, move yan ng 2 units upward. Ganun pa rin ang graph. Draw the asymptote. That is the x-axis. Draw the parent point. Draw the parent point 0, 1. Since our function has vertical translation of 2 units upward, you will move our point 2 units upward. 1, 2. Therefore, our point goes here. Also, the asymptote will also move. Kung ilan yung point na ginalaw niya upward, yun din yung point na igagalaw ng ating asymptote upward. So, move yan ng isa, dalawa. So, dito mo na i-drawing yung bago mong asymptote. Palagi yan kapag vertical translation. Sumasama yung asymptote. Pagkatapos nun, pwede mo nang i-drawing yung iyong curve sa ating translated point like this. Last one, graph the function. Dito, meron na tayong vertical and horizontal translation kasi meron na tayong dalawang points na napaka-importante, which is C and D. So dito, it will move 2 units to the right kasi nga negative 2 yung C. At mag-move din ito 2 units pataas dahil sa D. So, ganun pa rin. Asymptote ang una. Ito yung green na yan. Susundan mo ng parent point. Yung 1, 0, 1 to be exact. Tapos, gawin muna natin yung horizontal translation. So, gagalaw tayo ng 2 units to the right. So, 1, 2. So, yung new point natin mapupunta dito. After nyan, hindi pa yan tapos. Hindi ko pa mag-drawing ng curve dyan kasi meron pa tayong vertical translation. So, according sa ating rule, kailangan natin ng 2 units upward. So, 1, 2. Therefore, the final point will be here. Siyempre, dahil nagkaroon ng vertical, gagalaw din yung asymptote. Kung ilan yung vertical mo, yun din yung bilang nung sa asymptote. So, we have 1, 2. So, drawing yung asymptote dito, bago. Pag nagawa mo na lahat ng translation, pwede ka na ngayon mag-draw ng curve doon sa ating final point. So, that will become like this. So, hindi na necessary na i-drawing pa yung nakaraang asymptote kasi meron na tayong bago. And that's how you graph exponential functions.